Good morning, everyone. Thank you for muting your mics right away. That's a huge help. Kind of sad I don't get to see your faces. Oh. Anyway, got one bell word question up here. If you type your answer into the chat, that'll be fantastic. Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, Cole. / Gator. Good morning, Caroline. Good morning, Hannah. Good morning, Kirsten. Good morning, Hope. Good morning, Shannon. Do you have a bell word question here? If you could, please just go into the chat and type your answer. Thank you, Olivia. Is anyone having trouble not being able to see it because you see all the other screens? If so, you're going to want to go to My Picture. And on My Picture, there's something that says, if you hover over My Picture, there's something that says Pin. Thanks, Cole. All right. Well, some of you either can't find the chat. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of your stuff isn't coming through. Anyway, let's just talk through this here. So triangle ATH is congruent to triangle OME. We got to find X right here. And to find X, we have to look. X is like OM. OM matches up with, thank you, Hannah. OM matches up with AT right here. So that means x is going to equal 6. And we got to find angle E. Angle E matches up with H. So Y matches up with H, so that means Y is equal to 30 degrees. So there you go. All right, I'm gonna move you over here. Scoot this forward so you can see. All right. So the big thing we're learning today is you already know the base angles here, but the big thing and what you take away from today, the goal of the lesson is how proving triangles congruent allows us to prove other things. That's what we're going to be doing right here, an example of how proving two triangles congruent actually allows us to go prove other things. In this case, proving the base angles theorem is true. It's just like getting if you buy a car, the goal is not to just get a car so it can just sit around. The car allows you to then go do other things. So this is the base angles theorem. As you know, if the legs are congruent, then the base angles are congruent. So we've got triangle ABC. We know AB is congruent to AC. The one part you probably might not know about this, how to do here, is we actually have to draw an extra side to make this work. So we're going to draw this right down through here. I'm going to call this letter M. Now, not just to make it anywhere. This is actually going to be bisecting this side, bisects angle BAC. So AM, we're going to draw AM so it bisects angle BAC. Then we're going to use our information. We're going to prove it just like normal. Okay, we're going to prove it just like normal. Now, again, I'm going to ask you to be ready in the chat here in just a few moments. All right. If you don't know where the chat button is, if you look up by the time, you'll see that little bubble up there. That's where you type things into the chat. So, what has to be congruent on this triangle? Well, off the bat, the one we get for free, AM is congruent to AM. Reflexive property, super easy. Now we still don't have enough information. We can't use angle B is congruent to angle C because that's what we're trying to prove. That's what we're trying to prove. It's like using the word in the definition. Just not allowed to do that. But we can use the fact that AM is bisecting angle BAC. Remember angle bisector, that means these two angles right here are congruent. So, bisect angle BAC, that means, we call this angle 1, this angle 2. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Because AM bisects angle BAC. Or you can also just put definition of angle bisector. So that gives us this right here. These angles are congruent. And now, here's where I need your help. Go into the chat, please. Why are these two triangles going to be congruent? We've got three things congruent. Why? Is it side, 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 angle, 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 side, angle, or hypotenuse, leg? Put that in the chat, please. Yeah, side, angle, side. Nailed it. All right, so then we got to get everything to line up correctly. All right, so I'm going to say BAM is congruent to triangle. Your turn. Put in the chat. BAM is congruent to triangle. What? Correct. Yes. Triangle CAM. All right. So here's the great part. Now that we have the triangles are congruent, that means everything's got to be congruent. So what does that tell us? Well, it tells us angle B is congruent to angle C. And that's what we're trying to prove. So we're going to come over here. Because the triangles are congruent, angle B is congruent to angle C. That's what we were trying to prove. Now, you don't want to write because the triangles are congruent. You can also put C, P, C, T, C. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. And then we finish our proof, so we put QED at the end. And that's it. That's it. That's what we were trying to prove. Proving the triangles congruent was a step we needed in order to prove the base angles were congruent. We can also do this holding same thing the other way by starting with the congruent angles. Draw the angle bisector, figure out the triangles are congruent, and then show that, okay, that means because the triangles are congruent, the sides are congruent. We're not going to do that right now because I don't want to overwhelm you. That's the lesson in a nutshell today. And it all comes from the triangles being congruent. Triangles are congruent. Every part has to be congruent. You got to make sure everything lines up correctly. So your homework is the worksheet in Canvas. Give me just a moment. I will hop on there and present that on the screen here. Sorry. Come back. There we go. Okay. So today, so in the running agenda right here, so if you go to the home page, I think most of you probably found this already. Home page, running agenda right here. The assignment's right here. You're going to use one proof that uses the definition of congruent triangles. And then tomorrow, on your off day, you have this assignment right here. All it is looking at classifying triangles and how to do that. You can take some time to practice the flashcards. Should be super, super easy. Sorry, there's no office hours today after school, but hoping that what you could even do right now is just stay on. If you want to work on the homework right now, you can ask me questions right now. Let's go to this assignment right here. So this is in modules as well. But either one of these two, you choose. If you need a reference sheet, it's right there. But you're just going to choose one of these. Like, so you can do this problem right here. And trying in parallelogram, ABCD, AB is parallel to CD and BC is parallel to AB, AD. So the sides are parallel. You're going to need to prove those two triangles are congruent. It's going to be more than just 3 steps. Prove 2 triangles are congruent. Then once you know the triangles are congruent, though, it allows you to prove those sides are equal. Part B is the same sort of thing. Here's information on a kite. And this one is, that's a little tougher. That's a stud. So if you want to try that, fantastic. Okay, want to keep it short and sweet so you don't get burnt out today. Do you have any questions? You can either unmute yourself if you want to, or you can ask them in the chat. How many of you slept in this morning? Was it nice? This whole not being able to see you thing really, really stinks. I'm sorry. Oh. Okay. Well, not hearing anything. Go ahead and start working on the homework assignment. Hopefully you'll get it done pretty quickly. You can ask me questions. If you need to ask me questions, just unmute yourself and you can kind of talk me through it. Otherwise, if you don't want to ask me questions, you want to take your chances, you can log off. Miss you all already.